And here we go then. Jotaba coming in early doors there, 2.5 minutes into the game. That was just the first warning sign of what's to happen. He made quite the showcase, didn't he, for Team of the Year Thierry Henry earlier, Jotaba. I think he scored 6 goals with him in his match against Obrun. I think it goes without saying that in these restrictions of 12 million coins and the icons you are allowed to use, by far the most important icon in that team.
Yes. Ryan Pessoa flexed his Team of the Year Henry untradeable first owner, so it's probably the best striker in the league at the moment. It's a interesting player lock. Xavi, the skill. Gets the ball back to Bellingham.
There's the player locks everywhere. Can Rivaldo get an angle for a shot? He can. Bit of goalkeeper movement, but Courtois was still able to match up the save there. I mean, we spoke about it earlier in detail, me and Richard, but why are the player locks maybe overused, but overused to a degree which is very effective for Jotaba here?
Because right now, playing against the 95 defensive depth, you gotta go for those. Because if you don't, the IA will get the ball back from you easily. So if you want to correct the positions of the strikers, if you want to create new angles, you got to go for those player locks, because if not, you'll just lose the ball every time you attack.
And how simple is that player lock for those at home?
It is hard. It is really hard, because you got to be so quick. You got to be so quick not only to activate it, but to player switch into the player you want, correct the direction in which he's running, and then just the timing of the pass. So I'm saying all this, but you have to do this in under a second, so especially where really hard.
I mean, that's just to do one player lock, right? Let alone do 3, 4, 5 player locks.
Tactically, I think we're seeing 4-2-1-3 against 4-4-1-1. That's Eibar using the 4-4-1-1 and Elche using the 4-2-1-3. But we could see this changing in just a second.
And a question for you at home as well. What formation are you currently rocking on FC25 Obrun? That's a clever pass. Lewandowski. He might be an unfamiliar number 10 shirt, but he very much looks like a number 9 out there still. It's a great little run off the ball. Thankfully, for Hugo Sanchez's goal, he came out flying. Well, this is a very similar start to what we saw in the last game, Gravison against Nicholas. The first 20 minutes or so, Hugo Sanchez was sort of pinned in by Nicholas. See what he can do here with his first real attack in the game. Rivaldo, can he find a cutback? Oh, that's beautifully done! Alex Romero with a huge save.
That was beautiful, beautiful play, Brandon.
Straight back down the other end for an attack, but, you know, I was criticised in the first 15 minutes or so that Hugo Sanchez hasn't really been able to get out of the traps.
Now Jotaba trying to go for the speed boost, but misses it.
What formation are you currently rocking at home?
4-4-2, same as Ryan. What about you?
Same. I'm just... The worst part is, if 4-4-2 wasn't good, I'd still be using it.
That's the only one you know how to use?
I'm just English. It's just a 4-4-2. It's basic. It's easy.
4-4-2 and crosses, I guess.
More of a cut inside finesse, Gravison, to be honest with you. Here's Rivaldo now, that dream chaser item, which popped into a lot of these teams with the 12 billion coins that are available. Some of the chat saying they're playing a 4-3-3. Thierry Henry. To Ximenez. Henry again. Alex Romero. He might not be Courtois, but he is playing out of his skin at the moment. 2 huge saves.
Impressive goalkeeper movement by Jotaba.
How is this game still 0-0? Flick on. What's happening here? Get rid of the ball. Thierry Henry.
But that's the precision shooting right there. It's so hard with all the pressure when you're playing in the semi-final to just aim right. Now Bellingham through. Oh,
in that moment
defense.
there, obviously you're trying to you're spamming to press circle as quick as you can there and try and aim it towards goal, Gravison. How did he get it so wrong?
I think it's because you're used to just the normal shooting. So when you gotta aim on a 180-degree angle. So that's really hard.
Your back's to goal as well, aren't you?
Yeah. That's probably the hardest shot you can get with precision shooting.
David Alaba kind of stitching up Courtois there and was able to eventually get clear of possession. Here's Marcus Llorente. He is here, there and everywhere. Can he be the provider to set up the breakthrough in this semi-final? Maradona, can he drop the shoulder? It's another save. He's on his way to get man of the match, isn't he?
He is. That's now 3 big saves to be alive in the dream of reaching the final here in San Sebastián.
Another day, that's 3 guaranteed goals.
Now Marcos Llorente with a clear chance for a counter-attack.
Jose Bailon feeling very fortunate there that his goalkeeper has pulled out 3 massive saves. Down the other, Rivaldo blocked by Araujo. And a corner to come in 35 minutes in. You can tell these two are feeling the pressure because all the other quarter-final games had 10+ goals in them, and even one of them had 9 goals before half-time.
This could be a good chance. Look at Sigankov. He's going to keep running.
Sigankov, there's his player. Now he's in possession. There's that rapid to pull away from the defender. Knows he hasn't got the legs quite to
smart.
Pull away from everyone. Tried to bring someone else into possession there, and the attack breaks down eventually. Hugo Sanchez, I have to say, even though it might have been a slow 15 minutes, Gravson, he has been very much on top, and if he goes into half-time without a goal here, he's probably going to feel like Nicholas did in the last round. Exactly
the same match, but going the other way because he's been much more active with everything.
Offside. Here's Lewandowski.
He's been more active with the player locks, more active with the way he's triggered the runs, with the way he's been attacking throughout the whole match. Now this is a good chance for Hugo Sanchez to make it 1-0. Victor Sigankov, he's not in a rush, but now Henry.
There's that turn from Thierry Henry.
What a save! Again.
Alex Ramiro. How on earth? Is he playing that good? The goalkeeper of Real Sociedad. Has had about 4 or 5 big saves here, Gravison. I mean, I'm not sure how he's doing it.
No, not really. Now Alaba is out of position.
Hang on a second, Llorente.
Good cross.
Again, dealt with pretty well. If you're wondering what goalkeeper that is, by the way, Alex Ramiro, it's his foot numero item. He's only 30,000 coins, Grav. Yeah. If by any means you've got a LaLiga team and you are inspired by what you've seen this weekend here in Spain, and you want a reliable goalkeeper, bring him in.
Hometown hero, because he plays for Real Sociedad. I actually saw on the building Fernando Llorente in here with his 2 kids.
Fernando Llorente is here?
Yes, he was. He was in here watching, but I feel like he was here with his 2 kids, and I don't think he's doing any activations or whatever. I think he was just in here.
Does he live in San Sebastian, do we know?
It looks like it, because he's retired now, right? I don't think Fernando Llorente plays professional football. Could someone in the chat please reply to us if Fernando Llorente plays professional football? Because I don't think so. And I know he's not up in here for any activations or whatever, so maybe he's just an FC fan and he's here watching the competition.
I'm just looking, his last club he played for was Eibar.
Eibar, okay.
In 2022, I believe. So I predict that he is retired. He did score 2 goals in that final season, but he's now 40 years of age, Gravison. So if he was still playing, fair play to him. I mean, he knows where the goal is, so he certainly could be an option. Ryan Pessoa joins us at half-time on commentary. Ryan, look, we've come off the back of 4 quarter-finals that have had about 10 to 15 goals in each of them. This one is 0-0. But for Hugo Sanchez, he sits here at half-time and thinks, how on earth have I not scored at least one?
It happened just in the other quarterfinal between Nico and Hugo. Nico was on top of the game. He didn't score any single goals in the first half. And then Hugo had a brilliant start of the second half. 5 goals in just 15 minutes. So, of course, it happens, Ryan. Great defending.
Keep in mind, you win this game, you will be... guaranteeing yourself at least €10,000 before a ball's even been kicked. Jotaba against the run of play. Lewandowski. There is the breakthrough, and look, you could argue against the run of play, but it goes back to the point again. If you don't take your chances at this level, you will be punished.
I mean, we were talking about how this could happen. You don't take your chances and then clear counter-attack. Llorente as a winger, which is a weird choice, but one thing, he's fast. So he got the ball, passed it to Lewandowski, 1-0.
Hugo Sanchez, how will he respond? Maybe with an instant cross, which would have fell into the path of the on-rushing Diego Maradona. Naughty aerial route. I mean, looking at this final 4, I just think for me, it just screams an Emre Yilmaz win. It does, regardless of I know who one of these two will be getting into the grand final. And I know, don't get me wrong, on commentary, I've not given these two enough plaudits and enough credit for what they've achieved today, but I just look at the other side of that bracket and I look at an Emre Yilmaz that's got the home crowd with him. He's full of confidence. He's a winner.
No. That makes sense, and it could happen, but I don't see Emre losing a final.
I agree with you.
Fake play along there, Llorente. Eventually, Lewandowski. You saw the idea. Rivaldo was at the back post, waiting to complete the final part of the puzzle. You've just got to remember, though, Gravison, Hugo Sanchez is only 1 goal behind in this game. That's nothing in the complexion of this game.
Nothing. I mean, we've seen matches with, what, 10, 12 goals?
Oh, that's a great goal.
Oh, he's through. Maybe there was an angle for a low driven.
Yeah, I feel like he could have carried on going there.
Yeah,
I really did. I felt like Lewandowski got a bit of pace there in behind. I thought he could have been in on goal.
Yeah. Now it's, Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry again.
Thierry Henry, oh my days. That's 6 or 7 saves he's made. He's getting chipped there. He just pulled out a hand from nowhere. It's an animation that I've not really ever seen.
No, I've not seen that. That's a crazy save, Gravison.
That's sometimes what happens when you pick this goalkeeper. Sometimes it's just maybe you go for a Courtois and they're good, but you try a different keeper. And
yeah, agreed. I feel like that should have been a goal. I thought when Henry powered through on goal, it was guaranteed to see an equaliser, especially the chip. That's a great save.
I mean, Nicholas was annoyed when he lost his game, but he felt that he deserved more against Hugo Sanchez. Has to keep knocking on the door, Hugo Sanchez. Because sooner rather than later, it will come crashing down with the amount of pressure that he's been putting on. Jotaba.
Great.
Corner. Into a pause we shall go. This gives us a chance just to see both players' POVs here now. One player is looking to see out the game, and the other looking to completely change their tactics, Ryan.
Yeah, I think it's important moments. I do think, though, it's too early for Jotaba to try and go defensive. I feel like there's still a large portion of the game remaining. We've got over 20 minutes, so going defensive, I think it's too early, but I think setting it up isn't a bad thing, just having it just in case, Travis.
It is too early with 22 minutes left to play. But again, if you, as Ryan mentioned, if you get that tactic ready, maybe you don't need to waste a pause, which are important because you only get 3 of them.
Yeah.
Well, let us know in the chat. We can see you. We have appreciated you tuning in across the last 2 days. Who do you think is going to win the LaLiga FC Pro Cup? If you haven't been following the action today, Nicholas, Obrun, Resende, all eliminated. Andy Fernandez, only 4 players left in the tournament. Jotaba, Hugo Sanchez, Emre Yilmaz or Yago will be this year's champion. Give us your prediction in the chat. For me, I could just see Emre Yilmaz going the whole way today. And what an opportunity it'd be for him. His first time playing in this league. This is going to be cruel if he goes and scores now. Bellingham! 2-0 he leads. He might have only had 3 shots in the whole game. But he will not care by any means, because he's on his way to a grand final.
That's the reason why you have a Team of the Year version of Bellingham. One chance, it goes in. 2-0.
I think it's a tough moment for Hugo Sanchez because he now has to just dig deep a little bit and think, all right, I know I've created a few chances where I should have scored. I'm losing 2-0, 20 minutes to go. I was about to say just try and just see if you can respond as quick as possible. It's obviously not as easy as that, but that would do him the world of good if he can score here. Not meant to be.
No.
Maradona! Into a pause again we go. Let's see how this one plays out. Looks like he's stuck in that 4-4-2 still there, Gravison.
Yes. Jose Bailon is comfortable with the 4-2-1-3, which is a good formation to seal the deal if you have a chance for a counter-attack.
I feel like that's way more defensively oriented and counter-attacking, as you mentioned, than the likes of a 4-4-2.
Quick corner played now. Time not on his side. Maradona. Cafu once but twice. Right place, right time to block the fellow South American icon.
This could be it.
It's all been coming through Marcus Llorente. It's all been Marcus Llorente. Every time he's been through in goal, it's come from that right side. And all Jotaba seems to do, guys, is just constantly play mind games and tricks of his opponent. It's always a tease of, I might do a player lock, I might cut the ball back inside. He waited for the goalkeeper movement to come in from Hugo Sanchez, and it was the easiest tap-in he will get all tournament long.
Yeah, there's one thing with goalkeeper movement this year. I think obviously it's effective in It's sort of nullifying those chances. However, you kind of need to time it to perfection. You can't move that early. You just give your opponent pretty much an open goal, Gravison. So it's tough.
Especially because last year you could move the keeper backwards.
Straight back. Yeah, the moment you commit, you're kind of in danger of just conceding a goal, and that's exactly what's happened. For one, I know there's 15 minutes. I think that's game set and match.
I agree. Especially because I think Hugo's best moment of the match has passed, really.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. I think that first half was controlling. I mean, he played better in that first half, and then second half he did have a few good minutes, but it seems like for the last, 20 to 25 minutes, he's been out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Hugo Sanchez, I'm surprised he hasn't been more annoyed visually. There's one.
Oh, offside.
But again, Alex Remiro with another save.
Yeah.
And that's what, 7 now?
I want to see the stats at the end of the game. It is ridiculous. Crazy from Alex Remiro. Now the 12 million coins, he only cost 30,000. And he is most definitely outperformed his price tag. Final 10 minutes now as we edge towards finding out one of our grand finalists. It kind of felt like he was the player yesterday that was getting the headlines. Jotaba, he was loud, he was proud, and he's had quite the bracket run, Gravison, as well.
Yeah. That win in the quarterfinals against Obrun, I feel like it cemented his confidence.
Yeah, 100%. I think you kind of need those wins in any tournament, as well as you need these type of performances where in the first half you weren't playing at your best, but then you managed to push through that tough period and end up winning a game. You need both of those levels, the one that raises the confidence and the one that shows that you can be resilient as well. And so far, he's had a perfect tournament.
It sounds ridiculous to say, but in terms of the player quality and maybe their past history, their past stature, their past achievements, on paper, this might be one of his lesser difficult matches. Look, if you look back on it, he played Natra Bayer in his first knockout round yesterday. A player who was so good last year, played in the Champions League, World Championships. He has come so close to winning this tournament and the league. Played Hidalgo in his next knockout round. Played Obrun earlier today.
On paper, yeah, I agree with you, but based on what we've seen, Hugo Sanchez he's had an incredible tournament, honestly.
He's had an incredible tournament here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're basing it based on just
everything.
Yeah, of course.
And name and value. Look, this is Hugo Sanchez's best ever tournament he's ever had.
Yeah. Which
I think, congratulations to him on that. I mean, his biggest ever prize pot, I believe, he's ever had as well. This is a great springboard for him.
100%.
Good for the seeding. He'll be, top 4 in the seeding going into the league in 2 weeks' time.
One thing that we haven't mentioned is because the seeding is decided because of the cup. And in the finals, we're going to have on the same bracket Nico and Obrun, that's cemented.
Yep.
And in case Emre wins the tournament, it's going to be him on that side of the bracket again.
Oh, goodness. That's one way to seal a win, to get into the finals.
Headsets off from them both. They know it's game over. Fermin Lopez, take a bow. I mean, look, we can argue about Alex Remiro having the best game of his life, but you can't look past what Jotaba has done there. He will be in a grand final, his first ever grand final in the LaLiga FC Pro history, and on his 6th year of competing, this might be the year for him to go the full way and to lift the trophy. That is one semi-final concluded here from the LaLiga FC Pro. And when we're back after this, another one comes thick and fast. as we see Emre Yilmaz take on Yago for a spot in the grand final.